The mage bees gathered and formed a ball of honey, catching the slime mold's attention and making him crave a taste. With a swing, the honey ball transformed into a blazing fireball as the bee cast the spark ember spell straight at him. The slime mold was caught off guard, losing 70 AP from the blast. He realized fire magic was his worst enemy, especially with the honey splash effect, so he decided to flee. With a loud crack, the slime mold split his body apart to make a getaway. But he wasn't going down without a fight, unleashing his plasmodial barrage. The blast sent bees reeling. The bees quickly erected a twin beeswax barrier to block the attack. The slime mold grumbled about the unfair buff, but the bees pressed on with their assault. He tried to circle around and escape. The mage bee called for a swarm summon. Glowing suicide bees crawled out from the hive ready to explode. They rushed at him and exploded. With a pia he hopped to another branch just in time to avoid the explosion. A bee sawed through the branch he was perched on. The bees swarmed around him, encircling him. The mage bee conjured another fireball and hurled it at the slime mold. With a swing, the fireball flew toward him. The slime mold was trapped between fireballs and kamikaze bees. A massive explosion rocked the area, but suddenly the slime mold burst up from below, catching the bees by surprise. The bees tried to bite him, but he taunted them, saying their main force was out and they couldn't stop him now. He revealed that from the start, while absorbing nutrients from the tree, he had been secretly extending a tunnel straight to their hive. Then he explained how he used most of his HP to create a decoy, drawing their attention while he slipped through the tunnel to the hive, muttering, "Not this side," as he searched. He tried another direction and found a honey storage room. But that wasn't what he was after, so he decided to come back for the honey later. At last he found the queen bee. The worker bees spotted him approaching their queen and turned vicious. He grabbed the queen, warning the bees not to move or she'd be hurt. A commander bee screeched and ordered the swarm to attack anyway. He asked if they wouldn't negotiate, then decided to finish off the queen. The bees instantly lost control and fell from the sky. He explained that the queen was like a central command. With her gone, the entire hive would collapse. With a final drop, the queen was dead. He had hoped to negotiate, but low-level monsters only followed instinct. Then the system notified him that he gained enough experience to level up from 15 to 17. The slime's poison resistance improved and it gained a new skill, central command. But when it tried to invest a skill point, nothing happened. The system said racial skills could only be upgraded through proficiency. So the slime decided to max out its pulse skill instead, since it couldn't put points in decomposition. With its HP increased, its internal slime space expanded, and the hornet honey was a valuable resource that could restore 400 HP when decomposed. Despite having no heart, the slime felt a mix of emotions. It reflected on its journey from defeating a snail to preying on insects, spiders, crabs, and now a whole hornet family. The slime imagined a crab family, where the father crab apologized for not coming home to play games, and the mother explained he was working. The mother crab told the child to understand, and the child agreed. Worried the father might be drunk on the road, the mother took the child to search for him. The child sang loudly while they searched, but the mother told him to be quiet because it was late. They spotted the father crab staggering along. The mother corrected his direction and asked the child to help the drunk father. The child happily agreed. But then the slime, having devoured the father crab, told the child that his dad was delicious, horrifying him. The biting cold wind made the slime shiver. It realized it had become the villain in this story. It sighed, thinking that its human-based thoughts caused guilt, but in this other world it had no choice. It reasoned that in nature it was hunt or be hunted. To survive, it had to prey and decompose. Deciding that material conditions determined ideology, it focused on survival and went to retrieve its split bodies released that morning. The slime noticed a campfire in the distance. It heard a crackle and wondered if there were humans. A human voice asked Nia if she wasn't afraid of getting poked by that boar. The slime was shocked to confirm it was indeed humans. Nia explained that when relaxed, little Steelback's bristles were soft, and she thanked him for helping them find the way out tomorrow. Hawk apologized to Nia and Cole, saying he had come to find the guild master but got lost himself. Cole reassured Hawk that no one could have predicted the magical communication failure in the forest becoming a maze. He said the guild master was one of the top 3 guild masters, though it had been 2 years since he disappeared. Cole added that there were rumors their guild was suspected by the church, and the guild master had come here on a mission from the Pope. 10 years ago, Goen founded the 100 Styles Guild, which accepted anyone regardless of race or class as long as they agreed with its principles. Goen fairly distributed resources, making the guild known for generosity and quickly rising to become one of the 8 major guilds. But the guild's rapid growth drew suspicion from the church. 2 years ago, Goen went to the swamp forest on a mission and never returned. Without the guild master, members had left, leaving the guild in danger. Hawk, feeling indebted, formed a team to search for Goen, but only Nia and Cole responded. Nia said she wouldn't have become an adventurer without the guild. Cole sarcastically remarked that she could control intermediate monsters and would have no problem joining another guild if Goen was gone. Nia told Cole to shut up and sleep, and he apologized. The slime was secretly listening, trying to catch information about the guilds and church, but couldn't hear clearly. It knew that gathering worldview info from humans was crucial. It stretched its slime body forward to act as a listening device. Suddenly, Cole sensed a monster. Cole cast Ice Spike, hitting a piece of the slime. The slime's speed was reduced by 90% due to the frost effect. Cole said it was super effective, while Hawk asked where the monster was, and Little Steelback snorted. The group discovered a pile of yellow slime impaled by ice spikes. Little Steelback bit the slime and dragged it from the bushes. The slime panicked. Just as Little Steelback was about to eat the slime, Nia yelled at him to stop. Nia said not to kill it as it was just a harmless little monster passing by. Little Steelback spat out the slime, and Nia picked it up. Nia said she felt a sense of familiarity and offered to make a monster contract with the little monster. The slime was ecstatic, feeling like she was an angel, and desperately wanted to accept. But Hawk objected, saying they didn't have time to collect monsters and shouldn't waste mana on a low-level slime. The slime mentally corrected that it was a slime mold, not a slime, but they couldn't hear its thoughts. The slime got an idea. It extended its tendrils to the ground. Everyone was surprised by the slime's strange behavior. The slime used its tendrils to write Chinese characters, hoping to show it was intelligent. But Hawk mistook it for slime excretion and was amazed, while Nia was unsure. The slime realized that people from this world didn't understand Chinese. It decided to stop trying to communicate, fearing it might be killed as a strange monster. At least it now knew humans existed, even if they didn't share a language. The slime mold returned to the forest, hoping not to run into that terrifying owl again. Suddenly a beeping sound came from somewhere. He sensed the location of his split body. That was the effect of the central command. Without delay he set off. The sensation grew stronger. It should be just ahead. Wow, this one was huge. All that decomposition. He successfully reclaimed it and gained a lot of experience. Then he found another split. Reclaiming that one gave even more experience, pushing his HP beyond the limit and granting poison resistance level 7. He also leveled up to 22. But then the signal started weakening. Where is it? Where? His experience package? Over there! As he got closer, he saw that a snail was eating his split. He drove the snail away with a shout. The poor thing was trembling. He comforted it, saying it had been through enough. But suddenly, a tongue shot out from nowhere, and blood splattered. It turned out a frog had eaten the remaining slime mold splits. The slime mold was furious. The frog croaked. The slime mold swore revenge, saying the frog would pay for eating his babies. He fired a plasmodial barrage. The frog was hit. The slime mold smirked. That was easy. He felt he'd even take on that snake-tailed bird now. But then he noticed the frog was still alive. The frog caught the projectile and dove into a nearby pond. Trying to escape, no way. The slime mold chased after it. He fired another shot into the water, causing a huge explosion. But the frog had hidden deep. He couldn't reach it. Then the frog jumped out again. That's right, frogs are amphibians and need to breathe. This time you're dead. The frog suddenly used a skill called power release from underwater. It launched toward the slime mold, but he managed to dodge. He countered with a plasmodial barrage. The projectile hit the frog's eye. The slime mold realized the frog hadn't been trying to escape. It had been luring him to the pond to hunt. He had gotten overconfident after the beehive battle. In the wild, you never know who's the predator. The wounded frog charged again. The slime mold realized he had run out of stones for his barrage. He decided to attack anyway. The frog easily deflected the weak projectiles. The slime mold was shocked. In a flash, the frog lunged and grabbed him. The slime mold grabbed a tree branch, refusing to let go. But the branch snapped and the frog's tongue pulled him closer. In a reversal, the slime mold used the broken branch to stab the frog as it pulled him in. He shouted, "Take that." It was a close call. The injured frog fell back into the water. Unfortunately, the body sank, so there was nothing left to decompose. Then a beam of energy shot up from the water, narrowly missing him. The frog had transformed and emerged from below, unleashing a skill called Sanctified Fall. The slime mold exclaimed in surprise, "What the hell?" as strange sounds echoed around. A monstrous frog shot 2 red beams from its eyes, chasing after the slime mold, which cried out in distress. The slime mold saw a green hand reaching for it and muttered "killable" before scrambling away in panic. A loud dung rang out as the slime mold decided it was time to flee. Thinking that a wise slime mold doesn't stay for trouble, pondering the frog's possible third form and the oddity of its earlier defeat. The frog roared thunderously as it caught up, and the slime mold, terrified, tried to speed up. The frog shot out red tendrils like bloody lashes, trying to ensnare the slime mold. A system prompt announced that a foreign substance had invaded the cells and decomposition had begun, and the slime mold realized its blood was toxic, even its level 8 poison resistance failing. The frog, now called the King of Beasts, shot its tongue at the slime mold. The slime mold took only 1 point of damage and said no need to panic, physical attacks don't hurt much, but then it realized it had fallen into water. A system warning flashed: cellular osmotic pressure imbalance. Please leave immediately. The frog pulled the slime mold toward its gaping mouth, ready to swallow it whole. The slime mold writhed, trying to escape the frog's mouth, but its health dropped rapidly by 33 points each second. The slime mold thought desperately, before being digested, "I need to shoot my core out, but just keeping its mouth open is taking all my strength. I can't split off." The frog kept pushing and the slime mold gasped, "No choice." With a gurgle, the slime mold decided to gamble and started absorbing water. The slime mold shouted, "Choke on this," as it exploited the osmotic imbalance, wildly absorbing water and swelling in size. "Still trying to stuff me in," it taunted. The system indicated it was using honey from hornet monsters, restoring 400 AP each time, and the slime mold consumed them all, growing even larger. "That's what you get for stuffing me," the slime mold declared as the frog began to bloat and then exploded. The slime mold began as the scene shifted. The system announced that the monster was defeated, experience points gained, and the foreign substance was decomposed, granting an antibody skill, while the slime mold began breaking down the frog's remains. The slime mold looked at its enormous new body and exclaimed, "I've become so big." A system message gave it the skill Osmotic Regulation MX, and showed its current HP was 11,870 out of 924, with a warning that excess health would be cleared in 1 hour as a timer counted down. The slime mold mused that its larger size allowed it to regulate osmotic pressure, an unexpected benefit, but then fretted, "But I'm about to lose over 10,000 HP. It resolved that this was an achievement from emptying its inventory and had to be used, thinking about its current size. The slime mold laughed and said, "I've got a great idea. Remember that game Roll the Sticky Ball?" Even after adapting to the osmotic pressure, moving through the water was a struggle, and the agile fish monsters weren't worth the time. With a frustrated shout, he decided to head back to land. As he moved through the forest, he gathered branches and other debris along the way. He greeted 2 beavers with a cheerful hello. He lunged at the beavers, but they escaped. Not missing a beat, he declared he would take the fish. With plenty of resources around, he saw no need to slaughter the cute monsters. He spared them as a last reminder of his human soul. Spotting a squirrel, he noted that there was another one around. A fire squirrel squeaked defensively at him. The squirrel shot a fireball from its tail, dealing multiple hits of 60 damage each. He grumbled that fire magic was super effective. He decided enough was enough. Since the squirrel started it, he would fight back, declaring that playing with fire was forbidden in the forest. He lunged at the squirrel and quickly defeated it, decomposing the body. The system notified him of experience gained from both the kill and the decomposition. In another encounter, a lizard roared as it was sent flying by an unseen force. In the ghost forest, a tree stump struck the lizard. The lizard retaliated by spitting acid at the tree stump. The acid sizzled as it corroded the tree stump. A slime mold emerged from the tree stump and leaped to another tree. The enraged tree extended its branches in a wild rush. The branches shot toward the lizard. Roots from the ground stabbed upward, and a branch pierced the lizard's arm, causing it to panic. With a shout, the branch burst into flower. The flower bloomed open. The blooming caused severe injury to the lizard. The tree stump flung the lizard away with a shout. The lizard struggled to regain its footing. It landed safely and activated its thermal vision, using its tongue to sense the surroundings. With a clattering sound, it charged at the tree stump. The lizard slashed at the tree stump with its sharp tail. With a boom, the tree stump was split in 2. The lizard roared in pain as something emerged from its eyes. The lizard collapsed and a massive ball rolled toward it. It was the slime mold, now enormous. The slime mold rolled over the lizard and absorbed it. The system alerted him to a foreign object and activated antibodies. He wondered what the foreign object could be. He shrugged it off, deciding that having antibodies was enough. He needed to consume more quickly, as time was running out. Something felt wrong. He had covered dozens of acres with his slime, yet the forest remained as dense as ever. Then he realized the earth itself was moving. He glimpsed a magical symbol in the sky. Did he just see a huge magic circle flash across the sky and an explosion with no sound? The system announced that time was up and cleared his excess health. He was back to his original form.